Red-ear sliders are bad pets, period, no matter what.
Which obviously just isn't the case.
Get the gloves.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Scooping Poop with Vivian. This is a channel where I help educate you on exotic animals and help you make the best decisions for your pets. So if you like what my channel is about, be sure to click the subscribe button. Like I just stated, the entire purpose of my channel is to provide education surrounding exotic animals. And today I wanted to make a video in response to one of my previous videos regarding red ear sliders. Red ear sliders are one of the most common pet reptiles, and that, my friends, is extremely unfortunate. I understand that in my previous video, not everybody agreed with the statements I made, and that is completely okay. However, I do hope that in this video I am able to clarify a couple of things that I really wanted to address. Firstly, I do not hate red ear sliders. As a person who centers myself around education about exotic animals, specifically reptiles, there is not one reptile that I dislike. In fact, red ear sliders are actually one of my favorite species of turtles. If I had the time and space and money, I would love to set up an aquarium just filled with red ear sliders because there's so many of them that need to be rescued. So that was really the first thing that I wanted to address. It's not like, oh, I hate this species and I think that they don't deserve love or anything like that. That definitely was not the intention of the video. Instead, because I love red ear sliders, I felt like I had a need to protect them. So the purpose of the video was to stop people from impulse buying red ear sliders. Because of course, these adorable tiny little baby turtles for sale everywhere, people automatically go out and think they're going to be an easy pet, when in reality, they are a lifetime commitment, and it's something that you want to, take a couple of days thinking about before you go ahead and buy one. However, I found that a lot of red ear slider owners, like people who already had the red ear sliders, seemed to be offended because it felt like the video was saying,
Like, red-ear sliders are bad pets, period, no matter what.
which obviously just isn't the case. I had a friend recently tell me that if I looked at it from another perspective, that maybe I'll be able to understand. So if I have a pet that I love and that I take care of, and then somebody makes a video saying that my care is inadequate and that I'm doing things wrong. Because of just pure human nature, I'm sure all of us would feel defensive in that situation. So one thing I do want to apologize for is if the methods and approach I had with that video seemed too aggressive or angry or assertive, that certainly was not my intention. Yes, I now realize that the thumbnail and title is a bit clickbaity and it does seem aggressive. And because the audience retention wasn't super high on that video, I feel like what happened was that people saw the thumbnail, saw the title, immediately just assumed that like, oh, great, she just really hates turtles, and then just clicked dislike and didn't watch the whole video, which, I understand because it's the internet. I can't force people to watch my content, and I am okay with that. However, I do not apologize for the factual statements that I have made. There's an obvious difference between facts and opinions. Hopefully most people know that. But the actual facts that I stated were completely true. Like for example, a full-grown red ear slider will require a tank of around 125 gallons of water. There's no way around that, that's just true. For every inch of shell is 10 gallons of water, and that's how you keep any species of aquatic turtle healthy and happy in captivity. And another statement that is true is the fact that red ear sliders need UVB lights. I truly thought that because I call myself an animal educator, people will understand that I don't have biases or prejudices against any species. So that's why when I was editing, I actually had an entire intro filled with disclaimers, and I decided just to cut most of it because it felt like the general message was clear that if anybody was going to hate an animal, it would not be me, and the animal would certainly not be turtles. And so I did try to make that clear in my description box, but obviously not everybody reads that, and that's okay. And it's my fault for not including it in the actual video. If you still think that red ear sliders are very easy pets, if you still think that they are considered a beginner pet, I mean, that's your opinion and that's fine. So in the comment section where people would have constructive criticism, I was completely okay with it. However, what made me start deleting comments and eventually turning the comments off completely was definitely a lot of the hatred and some of the more intense comments. When people call me a bitch and tell me that I'm ugly and fat and to go kill myself over a video involving turtles, That was a bit extreme, and those comments ended up blocked and deleted. And in the end, I got so many of those in one day, I decided to turn the comment section off. Now, everybody says if you want to create stuff on the internet, you're gonna have to have thick skin. And 100% I agree with that. I'm not saying that I'm special or that I'm an exception to the situation. And I'm certainly not playing a victim, because everybody gets hate and that's fine. However, I decided to do something personal about it and just to turn off the comments because, you know what? Because I have a lot of things I have to deal with, and that simply just wasn't one of the things that I wanted to add to my list of shit. In the end, it was my personal decision to make and upload that video, so of course any response, good or bad, that I get from it, I'm okay with that. Again, I am disappointed in the negative response. Not disappointed in my audience, of course, but disappointed in myself. Because again, as somebody who loves animals and wants to provide education in an entertaining way, the fact that I turn people off of my channel and my content. So I do apologize if that was the very first video of mine that you saw and you thought,
Wow, this person is such a bitch. I don't ever want to interact with them ever again.
seriously, I do apologize if I gave the wrong first impression. However, my opinions are my opinions, and I still stand by my choice of making that video. Okay, now moving on to a completely different section of the comments that got me actually really mad. There's a difference between an opinion and factual evidence. We already discussed this. So when it comes to opinions in pet care, it would be, do I feed my dog a raw diet or a kibble-based diet? Me personally, I like raw, but feeding your dog kibble isn't abusive. It's not going to instantaneously kill your dog. Another opinion will be, what's the best brand of cat food? Some people say it's Blue Buffalo, some people say it's Purina. However, when people are literally going against factual evidence and attacking me in my own comment section, Jesus. There are people announcing in the comment section to other audience members that what I'm saying is lying and that red ear sliders do not need UVB lighting. What? Most reptile owners know that as a diurnal reptile who is made out of 80% bone, red ear sliders 100% do need UVB lighting in order to get vitamin D3 to process calcium and not die of metabolic bone disease. That is something that you cannot negotiate. 100% you need UVB lighting for red ear sliders. Another thing is that people would say, I have kept my turtle in a 10-gallon for years and they are okay. That is also a situation where it is not negotiable. Negotiable? You cannot keep a full-grown adult red ear slider in a 10-gallon. It seems like these things should be obvious. But after a certain point, pretty much all the comments I got were things that were factually inaccurate and yet fueled with hatred. It's definitely not a surprise, but the fact that people actively defended themselves by using factually inaccurate information. Ignorance can only get you so far. However, a lot of the comments were insightful and provided things that I missed in the video. A couple people mentioned that I didn't include budget options in my video, and I cannot believe I completely forgot that. And for that, yes, I am sorry. Here are your budget options. 1, you don't need to have a glass aquarium. Yes, for an adult red ear slider, your tank must be around 120 gallons, but it doesn't have to be an actual fish tank. You can actually use a storage tub and create an indoor pond for like $50 or less. So that's something that I completely forgot about, and if you want to do that, heck yeah, go for it. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that red ear sliders can be kept in ponds. I feel really dumb for forgetting this one because I personally don't have a pond, so of course that wasn't in my train of thought. But yes, a lot of people do have ponds in their backyards, and if your pond is like large, like most ponds are, then yeah, red ear sliders are a perfectly fine choice. And you don't even have to worry about artificial UVB lighting if your pond is located under direct sunlight. So bam, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. If you have a pond, a red ear slider could actually be a wonderful choice for you, and I'm sorry that I completely left you guys out on that one. People accuse me of not mentioning the pros and only mentioning the cons. And yes, that was a personal decision of mine, and the reason why is because I don't know. I feel like when we think of having a pet turtle, it's all pros, right? Who wouldn't want to have a pet turtle? It seems like an excellent thing. So that's why the video focused primarily on cons, just as a warning, like, hey, if you want to get this animal, here's the baggage that comes with it. However, I understand that positivity is still super important, and because of that, I will be giving you 5 good reasons why you should have a red ear slider as a pet. Reason number 1, they live a super duper long time. Now, this obviously can be viewed as a con if you don't have the time and commitment to care for an animal that can live 25 plus years. However, if you want a pet that will stay with you for a really freaking long time, hell yeah, a red ear slider would be an excellent choice for that. A red ear slider will easily live over 30 given the proper care. Emphasis on proper care. And no, you cannot keep your red ear slider in a 10-gallon tank with no filter. Just because you change the water every 3 days does not count. The second pro is because red ear sliders require such a large enclosure, you can really take the time and decorate it however you want. Obviously, you want decorations to be safe and inedible for your turtle. If you have a red ear slider, that is your excuse to go out and get a huge tank, and you can really decorate it and make it beautiful and make it like a centerpiece for your living room. I mean, it just opens up a lot of creative outlets because you have a larger space to work with. You can make it beautiful and make it your own. My third reason is that red ear sliders have the most amazing personalities. The truth is that the majority of aquatic turtles are super duper fun. When you shake the food bottle, they'll like come up to you just like fish. They'll beg for food, they'll dance for you. It's really the cutest thing ever. And as long as you're providing good care and proper care with filtration and lighting and a large tank and all that, they will reward you with endless love. It's really cute. My fourth reason is that red ear sliders get big. Just like I said, it could be a huge con that these turtles get huge, but the truth is some people really like large animals. For example, me, I love large lizards, so tegus were definitely a choice for me. With red ear sliders, a pro about their size is that they can reach the size super duper quickly. If you get something like a pet tortoise, certain tortoises can get really big, but it usually takes years and years for them to get to that size. A red ear slider turtle can grow to full size in under 3 years, so you'll have this massive turtle to show off to your friends as long as you have the space for it. And my fifth and final reason is because there are so many people who have red ear sliders who do not take care of them, who abuse and neglect them, sometimes even without knowing. If you want to get a red ear slider, there are countless of red ear sliders waiting to be rehomed and rescued. Search on Craigslist, go to a reptile rescue, go to an exotic animal shelter, and I guarantee you, you will find red ear sliders who need to find a better home. And you can really make a difference by taking in a turtle that needs extra love and attention. One thing I forgot to mention in the previous video is the fact that red ear sliders have become an invasive species. Can you imagine? So many people get pet red ear sliders, they do not know what they are going in for. They do not know that these turtles will be huge, will be expensive, and that they will be difficult pets compared to like just a classic fish tank. And then when these turtles get too big, or when they get sick, or when they decide that they don't have time to take care of a turtle that will outlive their parents, they release the turtle into the wild. Please, 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 if for whatever reason you need to rehome your red ear slider, do not release them. Even if your local area has red ear sliders, they are not supposed to be there. They are the invasive species. There's so many red ear sliders in North America, they are messing with native wildlife, meaning that if you want to rehome your red ear slider, be responsible about it, and do not ever impulse buy a red ear slider for all the reasons that I mentioned in my previous video and in this one, because of the fact that these turtles need love and they need dedication. You need money, space, and time, and you really need to be prepared for the fact that you're going to have a friend that's going to be with you for a really long time That was the main message of the video. And you know what? For the people who get it and understood that video and agreed and were supportive, thank you so much. If you disagree with the video, that is completely okay. We're allowed to have different opinions. If you decide to hate me and attack other people in the comments and be a jerk about it, you're going to be blocked. So if you're going to be spreading false information, encouraging bad, negligent ways of caring for animals, hurting other people, leaving super mean comments, then I am not afraid to block you and report you and turn off the comment section. I really hope to keep the comment section on for this video and also keep the likes and dislikes on as well. If you like this video, please leave a like, and also if you want, go ahead and leave a like in the previous video as well. And also comment down below what you think. Do you agree with my statements? Do you disagree? Whatever response is completely okay. Just make sure we stay civil and respectful. I'll have tons of respect for you as long as you're doing the same for me. And yes, the internet is a brutal place, and sometimes it's really hard to establish that respect, but I believe we can do it because we are mature, responsible people. So anyways, sorry if this video is a little bit all over the place and very different from what you typically see. My regular, amazing, fun animal content will resume next week, I promise. And I'll see you in the next video I make.